Hey, this is Chan for Difference in Skill, and I'm bringing you a deck profile on dun 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 dun. As he rolls onto camera, it is Glory Maelstrom. Now, Glory Maelstrom's the new cross ride for Aquaforce, and it's debatable on how good he is. But before I go through explaining kind of 101-ish, a quick preview on how this works, I'll just quickly go through the deck. So, playing two Glory Maelstroms. Glory Maelstrom is an 11k, and as a cross ride, when you ride him over Blue Storm Dragon Maelstrom, he gains permanent 2k, so pretty normal. He has an ultimate break, which is the coolest thing to say. I mean, when you're attacking them, ultimate break, and then you just go like ah, and then there's the little Vanguard symbol thing that appears out of nowhere. And I hope that all happens, but I'm sure you're just gonna look like a retard when you do it. So yeah, don't do it. Anywho, so what his ultimate break is: Counterblast 1. When this card declares an attack, this card gains plus 5,000. Alright, so that's nothing to laugh at. So you just go attack for plus 5,000. So alright, he's kind of like Garmal. Those guys gain 5,000 for no apparent reason. I mean, he's 11k, so whatever. And then it has the additional effect that your opponent cannot guard with level 1 or higher. So what does that mean? Well, you don't get to have perfect guards, that's for sure. You can intercept though, so intercepts are okay, but generally you won't have intercepts against Aquaforce anyways. So that's not really a big enough issue. Glory Maelstrom is quite powerful, but at the same time, his strength really relies on critical triggers, unless they're at 5 damage, which is, one of the reasons why this card doesn't really fit in very well with Aquaforce, because it's not really the thing that Aquaforce does best. It really takes away from the deck when you need critical triggers in your deck. So I only played 2, and I'll explain the rest of the little details later. For Blue Storm Dragon Maelstrom, this card is very, very good. Similar to its counterpart, his cross ride, they are both very strong. So, as an 11k, he gains random 5,000, just like Glory Maelstrom, and he also gains the ability at 4 damage. So, at 4 damage, he gains the ability. When this card attacks as the 4th or more attack, this card gains plus 5,000, bumping him up to 16 base, along with Maelstrom being 16. And then the additional effect, if this card's attack hits, you may counterblast 1, retire one of your opponent's rear guards, and draw 1 card. So this card is an amazing unit. You just attack, if you hit, which, good luck, I mean, by all means, if you hit, great. If you don't, well, it's expected. This card is amazing. So you hit, and then you're like, well, draw a card, kill one of your cards, and go. And then, well, too bad for you. Blue Storm Dragon Maelstrom is very, very powerful, and what more to say? I mean, that's all you really need to talk about. It's just a really good card. And I play 2 Storm Rider Diamantes. The reasoning behind playing Diamantes is because of how many cross ride decks there will be, and how effective it is compared from Diamantis and Benedict. So Diamantes, he is a 9k base, attacking for 11k. So first of all, this takes your problem out of your first attack being wasted on 11k. You can swing with Diamantis for 11. Or if they have a cross ride, if they fail the cross ride, cross rides are always 11k. So there's your 11k. And if they're not playing cross ride deck, great, you still have 11k to work with. Or in that case, you can have a different card up front to attack and switch into Diamantis. And as a 9k, it's not bad. I mean, if your opponent has a 9k rear guard, just go for it. Go for their 9k rear guard. So, overall, Diamantis, the Storm Rider, is pretty strong. When this card attacks, when this card is the first attack of your turn, and you attack the Vanguard. So you have to attack the Vanguard first, as their first attack with this card. So at the start of battle phase, you have to attack with him first, or else he doesn't get his effect. So plus 2,000, bumping up to 11, and swapping places with the card behind it. So it would attack like this, and then it would happen like this. And you could attack with this one. So Diamantis is personally my favorite because of how versatile he is. I mean, he could just be the guy behind your Basil, attacking for 9. I mean, he could be the guy in front of your other cards, attacking for 11, Glory, or normal Melstrom in the back, attacking for 11 again. So It's very, very powerful. Then we have one Benedict. Benedict is the alternative to Storm Riders. His ability is that when he declares an attack at the end, if he attacks the Vanguard, at the end of the attack step, you can stand him and he loses 5,000. Now, no matter how many Benedicts you have on your field, you can only attack 5 times. You can only use his ability once, even if you have like multiple copies on the field. So keep that in mind. As for grade 2s, I play one Lazarus, or Lazarus. I call it Lazarus because it sounds cool. Generic 10k beater, only play one because, hell, Glory Maelstrom's a good card. You don't, mainly his role is to be behind a Storm Rider, so you get 2 strong attacks rather than a 9k attack. So I just play one because Glory Maelstrom kind of fits that role if you put it in the rear guard. For Valeria, Valeria is very good. On the 4th or more attack, if this card attack hits, retire one of your opponent's rear guards. So it's a free kill a card if you attack if it's 4th or more attack. This makes stand triggers very powerful because you stand her and you attack again. If they block it, well, great, that's another card in their hand. If not, well, you get a +1. Simple as that. For Storm Idol Basil, Basil's effect is when he's attacking the first attack on his turn, and he attacks the Vanguard, he swaps places with cards behind it. He's an 8k base, bumping it up to 10k, as Storm Riders do. For Theo, generic 8k beater, you know, it's whatever. 2 Torpedo Rush Dragon. He has a 9k and he boosts for he's a 6k that boosts for 9k on your 4th or more attack. So it really is just your backup to Dorothea, who is on a 3rd or more attack. If this card boosts the Vanguard, it's boost for 10k. So very, very good. So they're just backup. They both have different purposes. Realistically, if you know your opponent's playing a 10k Vanguard deck, you can just use Aqua Rush. If not, you just play her. So 3 Tactical Commander. Most people like to leave Melstrom at 3. They don't want to deal with it this turn, so plop one down. You know, get your shit done. Especially if you can limit break early. I mean, if they don't guard Melstrom early, it feels like you've won the game already. 3 perfect guards. Yeah, the deck doesn't have much draw power. 3 perfect guards is totally fine, and it's my preference anyways. So of course we're still playing Erik because you have 9 grade 3s. You have a good chance of getting them. I think you're playing 9 at least. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Correct, you're playing 9 grade 3s. And of course, the 4 heals, the 4 stands, the 4 more stands, and the 4 draws. So the deck hasn't changed much, really. I just took out some Lazarus, took out 1 Benedict for 2 more Glory Maelstroms. So why is Glory Maelstrom good and not good? Well, one thing, after the recent restrictions to Dragonic Overload DN, Majesty Lord Blaster, and Tsukiyomi, this actually gives a really good chance to achieve Ultimate Break. Now, Ultimate Break before, it was really, if you're playing against a top tier deck like Majesty or Overload DN, Tsukiyomi is kind of debatable, but I'll just leave it at that. It's really hard to get to 5 damage. I mean, Majesty Lord will just keep you at 4. No, you can't have Ultimate Break, I'll just kill you with the crit. Or Dragonic Overload the end. Well, if you no guard me, you can just lose because I can just Persona Blast you to death. So it really is quite difficult. But now, Glory Maelstrom, if you're playing a really grindy game, you really can just push it out the advantage and get to 5 damage and start wailing on them. Realistically, you don't want to ride Glory Maelstrom until they're at 5. Since you don't run critical triggers, it was just like no guard, whatever. I mean, it doesn't really hurt. But when you have Melstrom and you attack, and they're at 4, they can't no guard this. They lose a card, you draw a card, and if they do take this and they're at 5, next turn ride the Glory Maelstrom and attack with him. Attack for 26, no perfect guards, and see how long he lasts. Because, I mean, you're not going to perfect guard anything else in this deck. Everything else in this deck are like 5s. Like attack for 10, attack for 11, attack for 12, attack for like 18, and then attack for 26. That's generally how the deck works. So Glory Maelstrom is a good finisher. He is not good at any other time. When your opponent is at 5 damage and you are at 5 damage is the best time he is useful. Otherwise, just stick on Maelstrom. I mean, if their field is like all 17 and you're like, maybe I just want to rack up the advantage because I don't have to guard as much now, just cross-ride it. If not, you don't have to. He doesn't even need to be a cross-ride, really. Being a cross-ride is like cherry on top, really. So, Melstrom, I would say it's debatable where Maelstrom is much better than Glory Maelstrom, just because this card is constant pressure. It is so strong, and your opponent has to guard, or else they just basically lose. I mean, the card advantage you get, you snipe out a good booster, and then you draw a card, they just can't deal with it more than like once a turn, or like once in like 5 turns. I mean, it's just really strong. So overall, Glory Maelstrom, great addition to the deck. Because of Blue Storm Dragon, when they're at 5, because they will be, you're doing damage increments of 1 all the time. So you just go like 10k, 11k, 18, 25, 26, and then, you know, they get to 5 damage, pop them down, and start, you know, showing who's boss. So, it's Channel for Different Skill, bringing you the Glory Maelstrom Dragon update. Stay tuned for more deck profiles, of course, as I do, so bye.